Matt Cain back on the mound. We start the third inning, and Drew Stubbs leads off for Cincinnati. Stubbs hitting out of the 8th spot. The pitcher spot is coming up next. And Dusty Baker already has another starting pitcher on deck. Well, what a great job by Sam LeCure to give the Reds an inning and 2/3 after the injury to Johnny Cueto. Sometimes the biggest moments of a ball game occur early, and it happened very early here tonight for the Reds after the first batter.
It's not many times Sam LeCure has had his day over at 7:30 at night.
2 balls and a strike on Stubbs, and a base hit to left field. And a base stealer is aboard for Cincinnati as Drew Stubbs, a big question mark in the Cincinnati batting order with a high strikeout rate, is aboard to start the third. Great shot here between innings. Sam LeCure. That's the kind of visit you want to have to the principal's office. Dusty Baker says, way to go, kid. Save me. Did he ever?
Saw that graphic on Drew Stubbs. 30 stolen bases, 3 straight years. Really talented player.
Now Homer Bailey, the Game 4 starter. Dusty Baker's now going to plow through a position player here with an opportunity to bunt.
5 sacrifice bunts this season for Bailey.
And he had to exhibit a little speed tonight already, too. He had to hustle back to the clubhouse and get his spikes on.
Not just a spectator. All hands on deck tonight for the Reds.
Cain keeping an eye on Stubbs. Usually holds the runners great at first base. Stubbs, one of the best athletes in the National League, can fly.
Remember that play Stubbs made last inning, cutting that ball off, the double by Blanco, as Bailey fouls it away. Bailey coming off a no-hitter just a few weeks ago, through the 7th no-hitter in Major League Baseball this season, as he no-hit the Pittsburgh Pirates. Mark Barry going through the signs at third.
He's still bunting, isn't he?
Yes.
Even 0-2, that's what he was sent up there to do.
Sandoval creeps in from third, and Bailey not bunting. Takes a ball.
That must be Bailey on his own. You'd like to see as the manager that tries one more chance to get this ball down.
He's not the starting pitcher tonight. He's not going to stay in the game. So you've been asked to bunt, even at the expense of another foul ball or strikeout. Continue to try it.
He pulls it back, and he strikes out. Cain puts a fastball right by him. The old Butcher Boy play. I need to get up on that technology. That'd be a great spot. This would be a perfect Instagram moment. Beautiful vista here. Looking out over the San Francisco Bay. Incredible views from this ballpark. One of the most picturesque in all of Major League Baseball. They're waiting. Brandon Phillips back to the top of the order. Well, now we'll see if the Reds start to put their running game in place here. It's not just the stolen bases that the Reds were very successful at this season. They take extra bases. They're very aggressive, trying to score. Anything down a line or in a gap, and Stubbs will score from first base. Phillips fouls it away, and the count goes 0-2.
Well, the only 2 guys on their team in double figures in stolen bases were Drew Stubbs with 30 and Brandon Phillips, who had 15.
Buster Posey throws the ball extremely well behind the plate. No balls and 2 strikes on Phillips.
Buster Posey already tonight, Ron's given a high target when they've been ahead in the count, trying to get some chases up out of the zone.
Well, the scouting report, of course, on the Cincinnati Reds who strike out a lot is that once you get ahead, they will expand the strike zone. So that's what Posey is trying to do with the help of Bochy there in the distance.
And a breaking ball hit high in the air, deep left field. That ball's got some carry, and that ball is gone. Brandon Phillips with a 2-run home run, and the Reds are on the board. A hanging breaking ball from Matt Cain, and Phillips did not miss it. First run of the postseason back in 2010. And he gives Cincinnati a jolt here in the third as Matt Cain gives up the home run ball. Zach Cozart takes strike one.
It's the first 2 runs that Matt Cain has given up that have been earned in the postseason.
The Cincinnati ball club is so balanced. They have power and speed. They're accomplished in their ballpark, which is just the opposite of this one. It is a hitter-friendly, home run-friendly venue. Oh, 0-2 to Cozart is inside for a ball.
Back to Brandon Phillips for just a second, guys. Remember, Dusty Baker told us tonight before the game that Phillips may well be the MVP of this team. That he has to use him leading off, would rather bat him in the middle of the order, but he's one of the few players he's ever had.
Oh, as Cozart is hit by a Cain pitch, and looks like he's okay, but that's a dangerous area to be hit by a pitch. 1 out, runner at first. Joey Votto struck out in the first inning. Cain got him on a changeup.
Gotta score in the gap, too. Gotta score in the gap.
And that MVP season in 2010, he led the Cincinnati Charge. He made a run at a Triple Crown that year in 2010. But the Philadelphia pitching staff with Halladay, Lee, and Hamels just too much. Or Oswald and Hamels, I beg your pardon. Just too much for him in 2010. Todd Frazier spelled Joey Votto while he was out with a knee injury. And many in that Reds clubhouse feel that Frazier's efforts at first base filling in is what carried them through. As Votto draws the walk. 2 on, 1 out. Here's Ryan Ludwig.
What a shot in the arm for the Reds, who lose their starting pitcher only to the second hitter and now get an early lead.
Ludwig, a first ball hitter, and Cain's thrown 6 straight balls. Ludwig lays off. 7 in a row from Cain. It's started him with a breaking ball.
It's been an interesting year for Cain. He's got the perfect game, but some of his years prior to this have been much more consistent. He's had a couple of bad games, which you don't usually see from him during regular season. I mean, real bad games.
And Ludwig takes a strike. Now, Matt Cain this year in his 16-win season had a 2.79 earned run average throughout the course of the year, but had a bit of a blow-up game on September 2nd against the Cubs. That was at Wrigley Field. He gave up 5 earned runs in 5 innings. Most earned runs he's given up all year in a game is 5. As Ludwig, slow roller out to second, scooter over Crawford to first in time on a double play, and just like that, Matt Cain and the Giants are out of the inning, but not before Brandon Phillips goes deep. First runs Matt Cain has ever given up in the postseason. Phillips goes deep, 2-0 Reds.